What's up, it's Stajin back with another video today, and today we are going to be talking about the CIA agent that goes under the name John Carrico. And if you don't know who he is, basically in the early 2000s he exposed the CIA for having a torture program, and he basically, it was a whole large trial during that time. But recently he has came up on the internet, mainly on TikTok, going viral for just exposing the crazy shit that the CIA has done, in the past. Who knows what they're doing now? But, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and yeah, let's get started.
And then they decided, no, it's not a good idea to dose our own people.
Let's just dose strangers.
So what the actual flip? So apparently, he's kind of talking in this interview. It's not like much to say here, but apparently, they're going around just dosing random people so they can, complete. When you think the average objective, or the main objective is to protect the people that aren't a part of it. We have organizations like the CIA hurting people that have nothing to do with the situation. Say they're tracking somebody and they're looking for somebody. They're not gonna hurt the person that they're going for. They're gonna go for a bystander, so it could possibly cause the person that they're going for to go down potentially. So it just really shows what they're willing to do to just get people. Hopefully they don't get me.
The rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain.
And I'd say, Maresy Dotes and Dozy Dotes and Little Lambsy Ivy. And that means, meet me at the yacht club parking lot in 3 hours. She would say, where are you going? It's midnight.
I gotta work.
So I'd leave, I'd do my meeting, I'd come home, 6 o'clock in the morning, just in time to shower and shave and get dressed to go to work. And she would say,
what was her name?
the truth is,
I had been sitting in a garbage dumpster, waiting for a guy to drive by down the alley and throw a bag of documents in. And I stunk.
of garbage. And I said to her,
do I seriously smell to you like I've been with a woman? Seriously.
so we ended up getting a divorce.
So after he came back home after smelling like shit in the middle of the night, his wife was just like, nah, like he can't be doing nothing. I don't know what he's doing, but he definitely has to be cheating on me. He's in the garbage like fucking a skunk or some shit. First off, I just want to flame his wife real quick, because you have the audacity to just divorce somebody off of some bullshit, off of the most little things that just, it just really doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna lie, like the code that they had to like tell about the secret location on the yacht or whatever, like I'm not gonna lie, that he was kind of spitting bars. Like I don't know how they came up with that shit or what type of learning they had to do, but it was just, that was just kind of cool. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, they had him doing Mission Impossible shit. They had him just doing a bunch of random ass tasks at any time of the day, it seemed. Even if it kind of disturbed his personal life a bit, they were like, nah, you do this shit now, you need to take care of this and stuff. Or I don't know if they like threaten their employees. I'm assuming maybe, but it's he wants the money too. They make a fuck ton of money, so I really don't blame him for leaving at that time.
One's rectum, for example.
right?
You can't play Russian roulette with them.
You can't, they learned up as a beta had an irrational fear of insects.
And so they put him in a coffin, and they dumped a box of cockroaches in there with him, and then closed the coffin.
And they left him in there for 10 days.
So they take this man from Oza Beta, and they find out, he has a fear of insects, and they end up putting him in a coffin, and not just putting him in there, leaving him in the dark for like a day or two to kind of like, to make him have a little bit of fear. Nah, they put him in the coffin, they dump cockroaches into the fucking coffin, and then they just torture him. They put a diaper on him because they know he's going to shit himself. And the only thing he can do, because I'm assuming he was in there for 10 days, the only thing he can possibly do is eat the cockroaches so he could stay alive. So they're not just doing, one fucked up thing by putting him in the coffin. They're not just doing one fucked up thing by, putting the cockroaches in there with him in the coffin. They put a diaper on him to humiliate him. So he's in there for 10 days, and then he has to eat the cockroaches so he doesn't go hungry, and he has to live with them, and he has to sleep with this. Like, this is fucking insane. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
and then closed the coffin.
And they left him in there for 10 days.
Just with a diaper.
I said, well, she has something that I want. Can you get close enough to her to get it? And he said, yeah. I said, then get it. So he triggered the meeting to say,
He fucked her, and she gave him everything that I had asked for, and he wanted to give it to me.
I said, you're a dog, you know that? You're like an animal. I said, you're an old man. You're older than my father, I told him. And you're
Banging women to get information from them? He's like, this is the life we've chosen for ourselves. I said, oh.
So, you have this old ass man that works for the CIA, and he's slinging, his droopy balls to get women to give him information. They're head over heels for the older guys. He obviously has the money because he's funded with the money, and he takes her probably to lavish places, uses that government money to get his way and show, oh yeah, I got these watches and shit. And then he ends up smashing her to just get the information, and it's a bit embarrassing. My perspective on it, he kind of just says it how it is. I can't really add on much to this shit.
I said, oh, yeah.
I said, Billy, where you been? He goes,
He looks at me and goes, I've been killing people. What do you think I've been doing?
I said, that's why they haven't sent me. Because I was always the good cop. And they didn't need translators. We're not interrogating anybody.
They're just blowing their brains out.
So, as we know, John, he has a really good heart. So they obviously wouldn't send him in to go finish the job. So they sent their other agent to go do it. And he was just, racking up bodies, came back. I don't know if he was happy, but he was just doing his job. At the end of the day, they're trying to get money. But it's kind of like one of those things where you can't really debate the problem because it isn't really a crazy problem. Maybe from my perspective, it isn't, because they're trying to protect the country. They're trying to do things that are, it might, get in the way of other countries, kind of going into other people's politics and stuff, but they are. But I do agree with John, the torture program, it was a terrible thing. In many cases, other countries was hearing about America doing their torture program, and then that's how they clap back. But I gotta end the video before 8 minutes hit. So thank you for watching, and have a good one. Thank you.